Alright. Let's get started. How's everybody doing tonight? We are working on a little elf weave piece. After last night, I just had a strip of elf weave 3 rows wide, and when I got down here today, I was like, I would really like a color combo with this, so I split that one down the middle and made 3. There's 2 of them. Single strands of elf weave, and then I'll weave up some regular stainless along each side to give us a nice color combo. Kind of break up the weave a little bit. So, I don't know if I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half edges done tonight. We'll see. We'll see how far we get. I figured out that I did not have enough blackened stainless rings to make the monkey paw with all black rings. So we're making it a little bit different than originally planned, but that's okay. A little extra work. It's never, you know, it's often not perfect the first time. Many a time I have built something and then taken it apart, you know, which is annoying and it sucks, but in the end, I was a better person for it. I had made something better and built character. We do a lot of character building when we're making chainmail. So, just for anyone popping in, let me get you a close-up on this. And I will explain what we're making here. So, this is 2 rows of what's called elf weave, right? Means are pretty much nameless, is what I was going to say. Names are pretty much meaningless in the chainmail community, right? And I'll explain that in a second. But these are monkey fists or monkey paw style knots. And usually they're made out of a single strand of rope or something. These are, you know, there's no rope or there's no chain coming off of them. They're just loops of chainmail chains, you know, around a glass marble. Right? So that's what we're making. That's a monkey paw or a monkey fist. And thank you for sharing the live. Appreciate you. So we're gonna do the blackened strip of elf weave in the center and then edge it with some regular stainless. And should look pretty cool when it's done. Like a racing stripe. That means it'll go fast. Especially if you chuck it at someone. I'm just kidding, don't do that. Chainmail's cool, but it's not indestructible, right? It's not fragile by any sense of the imagination, but often when people, it's always funny. Whenever I have a video go viral of my jelly cube, or another jelly cube I've made, people are always, oh, you should fire a projectile at it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not spending hundreds of hours on something just to destroy it. Okay? I'll do it eventually for enough likes on social media. But like, if I got my YouTube channel to 1,000 people, right, I would make a stainless steel cube and get it to someone like High Speed Ballistics and have them fire projectiles at it until it was destroyed. Oh, come on. Mac, how you doing? Not much. Not much. How was your day? How's your day? I've got a lot of work done today. I increased my life insurance when I got home. New program through the VA, so that's nice. Won't take effect for 2 years. So like you can sign up to increase the value of your life insurance and it doesn't take effect for 2 years. So you're mad at yourself. What'd you do? So I find myself often mad at myself when I do something unproductive or something I shouldn't have done or something counterproductive even. Deadpool Scan, how you doing? What's going on? So, in following... Okay, so I had a strip of elf weave 3 rows wide last night. I divided it down the middle and added... And now adding regular stainless to a strand of blackened stainless elf weave, right? And I need to I like this because it adds a nice color combo. All right. You failed your commercial energy test. You need 75. You got a 70. Ooh, you're almost there. When do you get to take it again? And what is it for? You don't have to share if it's personal. It's just... I have been doing the little quizzes for the modules, the training modules for my work. And you got to get like an 80 to pass all of them. But mine aren't consequential. I just review the material, go and take the quiz, and if I fail, then I just go and review the material again and do the quiz until I pass. A week or 2 weeks is for the other side of your job, so you can do commercial buildings and residential. There you go. Right on. You got it, man. I believe in you. Big raise once you pass? Nice. Nice. Raises are good. I should have gone through there. Oops. Yeah, I am finally making money again. So, like, I didn't get a raise or anything, but I have money now, so that's nice. Trying to figure out what to do with it. You're open to hit 65K? Yeah, do it. That should... If you can get a raise to 65K, that's a good thing. All right. Okay, so I've done one side. Right, one edge. Come on. In regular stainless, and now I'm adding rings to the other side. What was my what for? Like, why do I have money now? Because I have a job. Like, I didn't get a raise. I have money now because I'm working again. Right? Before I just relied on my disability from the VA. And whatever I managed to bring in through commissions or my website. And now I have my job. Yeah, no. Not a raise. I'm just back at work. So I have money now, and it's like I just bought a ton of Halloween candy. Probably too much. So what else did I buy? I bought a spear to hang the Finnegan's Wake flag, which I've been waiting to purchase for a while. But there's two parts to that. The spear that I wanted wasn't available very often, or a spear I would have settled for. And you're like, why are you buying a spear? What grown man needs a spear? What grown man doesn't need a spear? Okay? The most prolifically used weapon throughout history is a stick with a pointy end on it. Everyone needs a spear. And now I have one on the way. I was very particular. I wanted one that could be used. Right? And I didn't want, I wanted something that looked historical, not necessarily something that was a replica. So none of the historical looking ones or the replica ones that were made to be used were ever available from Cold Steel or Cold of Athena, and I also didn't have the money, so it didn't matter. Shields and spears. So, finally with this latest paycheck that I got last week, the spear is for hanging an inlay from that I did. If you go back in my TikTok videos, you'll see a big green inlay. It says Finnegan's Wake on it, and there's a whole story behind that. It took me like 19 years to make. It's much larger than I thought it would be, and now it's done and ready to be hung up on the wall. But I don't want to put just any old dowel rod up there. And I wanted decorative wall hooks. And I looked and looked and looked for like some Celtic themed decorative wall hooks, right? I didn't find what I was looking for, so I went to settle for some, and I contacted the supplier, and the hooks are basically too small. The opening on the hook is 1/2 inch, which means the opening of the hook is about the width of the hook, so it's not going to be able to hold a 1-inch spear haft, right? So, whatever. I will figure out something. Not your standard wall hook. I've seen a few other, like, their railroad spike smith hooks out there. I might just settle for that. So once I have the hooks and the spear, I will put the giant inlay up on the wall. It's like 33,000 rings, so it's pretty big. It's over 2 feet wide and almost 3 feet long. So that is why I needed a spear. Oh, and I didn't need a spear, right? I went looking for inspiration on medieval tapestries as to how to finish the inlay, right? And I added a border, a black border, and dags at the bottom, and I used square dags. Normally dags are like triangular. And in a lot of the medieval tapestries, they were all hanging from spears, right? And I was like, oh, you know what? That would be awesome to have it have this chainmail inlay hang from a spear. I'm very much a believer in, like, the whole, well, I'm not a believer in it. I am interested in improving package design, right? I made a friend of mine a Raiders mascot inlay. Turned out pretty cool. That one took me years to get through as well. And I had these little skull and cutlasses, crossed cutlasses, kind of like the Raiders inlay, or kind of like the Raiders flag, right? So sword and cutlass wall hooks, and I just used a dowel for his. Right? But the hooks match the inlay. The hooks match the picture. Okay? For my orca inlay that I did, I have whale tail wall hooks. Right? So I was looking for some Celtic themed wall hooks to match the Finnegan's Wake inlay and couldn't find them. But the spear adds a nice touch of medievalness and it's chainmail, so. But when you look at it, right, like the Orca inlay or the Raiders inlay, there's a theme to all of it. Okay, and everything matches. So that is how I want all of my work to go. I want it all to be that cool, on that level, right? Like, what to compare it to? I don't know. You go to a fancy hotel and everything is really nice from the carpet to the ceiling. And it all matches and it all looks good together. And that is how I want all of the stuff that I make to stand out. That's why when I made my 30-pound cube, I was very concerned about how to display it, right? And I have plans for every sculpture that I make to have a display of some kind for it that kind of is in theme with or like visually looks good with whatever the sculpture is that I make. It's like having a sculpture without a display is an unfinished project. Does that make sense? So you don't go into a jewelry store and look at a bunch of boxes and ask to see a box, and then the person behind the counter pulls the box out and opens it up for you, right? No, you go to a jewelry store and everything is on display under bright lights and looking the best it possibly can. So apply that to all the stuff you make. And that is just my opinion. You can do whatever you want. I won't judge you if you don't do it. And I'm not an expert. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I'm just flailing around in the dark. And maybe one day I will be famous for putting it all together this way. Maybe. So the Finnegan's Wake inlay and the Raiders inlay took a really long time because I did not do any prep work for them. I just like started them and then quickly realized I was over my head and did not have the gumption to finish the inlays. So it was a lot of work and it was a lot of building up the inlay and then tearing it apart and building it up and, you know, changing this ring and that. And it took me, I don't know, 20 years, 19 years to finally get tired of having them lay around. I was like, all right, we're just gonna put this together now. And I struggled through it. But I got those done. So, moral of the story is, make your products look nice and buy a spear. And don't be like me. Do the prep work for all of your projects so that you don't have to take things apart and put them back together and you know what you're doing. Took me many years to learn that lesson, so. Excuse me. Alright, I'm hoping to get through at least one more so we have two of these so we can kind of start figuring out how long to make them. That's going to be a big factor in what I'm able to do in the future. I only have so many black and stainless steel rings left. And it's not that I want to use them sparingly or anything. It's just I kind of have to if I want to make anything else out of them. So, try and get 2 done. Maybe all 3. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. All 3 would be nice, but I'm betting that I won't be able to finish the Monkey Fist tonight. We'll probably have to finish that tomorrow. This whole working thing really, like, curbs my chainmail hours. Like, the money's nice, but I'd rather be doing this. But I need to be working right now. I figure I can work for the next 5 years, and I will be pretty set, I'm hoping. I've got some debt to pay off, and got some stuff around the house to fix up, and then I don't know. We'll see what happens. Don't know what the future holds. So what else is going on with everybody? How is your... What is today? Wednesday? Is everybody ready for Halloween tomorrow? My kid went to the nurse's office 3 times today for pain because of his teeth, which I 100% believe is very real, you know. Like, I believe it hurts, you know. I don't doubt him at all. He thinks I'm being cruel because I sent him to school the day after his orthodontist appointment. It's like, you know, it's better than getting your orthodontist appointment done on a Friday and then having to sit around all weekend moping because you're in pain. You know? Go suffer a little bit at school and then you'll be alright. The nurses... I'm going to have to go grab some, like, Tylenol and ibuprofen and I don't know what else, some Tums maybe, and send them into the nurse's office so that they can give him something if needed. Like, he could have used some ibuprofen earlier today. You're excited for Halloween? Right on. I'm going to sit... Well, no. I'm going to go and walk the neighborhood with my kid. He told me today, he's like, I don't think I'm going to go trick-or-treating. And I told him, you're going to get out there and you're going to go get my candy, boy. What are you doing for Halloween? I can't believe that it's the end of October already. This month has gone by super fast. Largely because I've spent the bulk of it, like, working. That's a big part of why it went so fast, is all of my time was occupied the last 3 weeks. So, and I can't complain about work, but I do have a concern though. There are many patients who have leg wounds that we are treating. And one guy, he like sits in a recliner and then lifts his leg up. And he has wounds on his calf. And I cannot get down. I can't lower my body to the floor close enough to look up and see his wound, right? And I'm not crawling on his carpet to see it. So my concern is that he should, because of multiple other things, he should probably start thinking about going to a facility. Just because of where his injuries are, where his wounds are, our ability to treat them is really hindered by him sitting in a chair and lifting up his legs. You know what I mean? Going to set up a project over the opening of the garage and play spooky stuff on it. Nice. This month has dragged on forever for you. Well, good news. It's almost over. Most months have. I don't notice passing. I don't keep track of what day it is. I just keep track of whether or not my kid is home or if he's at school. Occasionally things went in my calendar, but now my calendar is full. And I'm doing stuff every day. So, is that worth worrying about? I guess. I have my regular schedule for my patients and whatnot with my preceptor. Come here. There we go. But they keep scheduling these classes like right in the middle of the day that I have to take, that I have to attend. That's my only complaint about the orientation process at this job. Is like, I need to be able to schedule these myself, because you're going to use the fog machine to fill the street? Nice. My neighbors have some kind of cauldron thing that they plug in, and it releases fog into the air. And the first night I saw them over in the bushes doing something, and then I see this cloud of smoke, and I'm like, oh gosh, he plugged something in and now something is on fire. Nope, it's like a cauldron out in front of their house that spits out fog. It's pretty cool. I don't have any Halloween decorations up. I don't even have the inside of the house decorated. It's like all our decorations are sitting in bins upstairs. I brought the bins upstairs from the basement, and they were just never put out. So probably put them out after Halloween, because we still have like Thanksgiving to get to. And then once Thanksgiving's over, gotta bring out the Christmas decorations. It's not that bad. My house could be worse for like seasonal decorating. You know what I mean? Because I would never ever put up any kind of themed decoration in my house, right? I have a kid, I'd do Christmas. But no spring, Easter stuff, no Thanksgiving, fall stuff, right? None of that. No Halloween. I'm just not that guy, right? You know how I've said I'm not a lawn guy. I don't spend hours making sure my lawn is perfect. Right? I'm not a decorations guy either. I think that's pretty normal. So if it were up to me, I'd never put anything up. So the only reason we have stuff up ever is because of the wife, and I'm glad she does it. It changes the place around and mixes it up a little bit. But to me, it's like, I'm not storing decorations in the basement. You don't have anything outside, but there are bats and red handprints on the windows. Nice. The bats and the red handprints stay year-round. That's funny. I do want to get the... I don't know how they work, right? I'm sure they come with a cord. They're lights that you place up under the eaves of your house and leave them there. And then they're themed, so you can have like Thanksgiving lights, Christmas lights, Halloween lights. And then you can have like July 4th lights and stuff like that. So I do want to get those installed. Just push a button and the lights change. Your house is always Halloween? Right on. I saw. Okay, so I've been bugged for a backsplash for our kitchen for years, and I'm a piece of shit and have never done it. Wow, it's really out there. And there was this backsplash at some picture I saw of a backsplash, and it was all skulls. I was like, you know what? That is the backsplash for me. If I were gonna pick a backsplash, that is 100% what I would pick out. I was told no, that would not be going up in our house. So I got outvoted, which is bullshit. Everyone should have a pile of skulls backsplash for their kitchen. You bet your wife would love it. Dude, you're just going to mention that one? Yeah. It's been around for a while. I've seen it, a dozen times on the interwebs. But it's like, it's my house. I don't plan on moving ever. Well, I'm going to decorate it the way I want, right? And if the next buyer would probably be hard to clean. It'd be super hard to clean. If the next buyer doesn't like it, they can just not buy the house. But there's enough, like, goth, witchy folk out there that if they walked into your house and they saw a bunch of skulls in your backsplash, yeah, that would be like a selling point. All right, so there's one, right? One strand of 3 that I got to work on. Okay, that's gonna be cool. So our monkey fist will have racing stripes. Yeah, if the handprints ever come down, the windows are probably going to be stained. That sounds about right. Not something to worry about. That is something for the next homeowner to worry about. So there's something I need to get. I need new windows. I don't need new windows. I want new windows. Ours are drafty, and they make really nice ones now. But I have a lot of windows in my house. And the last time some salesman came by randomly and was like talking to us about getting new windows and whatnot, they wanted like $70,000 to put up new windows. It's like, yeah, no. Your windows are really nice. They are. They're really nice. I'm not taking out a mortgage to put new windows in my home. All right. I am in Kenosha County. Where are you? I know where you're at. You've told me a dozen times. But you're not in Wisconsin. So yeah. I was saying something. I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, you're way far south. I miss Texas. I do. It's about to get cold here, and every time it starts getting really cold, I'm like, man, I could be sitting in some really nice weather down in Texas right now. But then I remember, you know, how hot it actually gets, and I'm like, maybe not. Sarah, how you doing? What's going on in your world today? All right. I'm trying to think of things I need for my house. Backsplash, windows, carpet, roof. I need to paint it. I need to pressure wash and paint it. I'll do that next summer. You're cold. It's 59 degrees outside. Yeah, I bet 59 degrees is cold in Arizona. It always makes me laugh when it starts getting cold for the winter and it's like 65 with a slight breeze outside and I'm like, "Ooh, it's a little chilly out here." Right? And the cold really has not yet even begun. We will get down to the negative 40s here occasionally. Right? And once winter hits, it's about 0 for 3 or 4 months. But yeah, I could see how 59 degrees would be cold and so yeah. It barely gets cold, you know, it drops below 70, okay? And I'm like outside in a hoodie in the fall. I'm like, "Ooh, yeah. It's getting chilly." And then in the summertime, or in the springtime when it's warming back up, you'll go outside and it's like 45 degrees. You're like, "Oh, it's so warm out here." You know, about 20 degrees for your cold and then a night of winter sometimes. Yeah. That's not bad. See, I grew up in Boise, Idaho. And it stays right around 30 degrees where I grew up. I grew up in a valley. The mountains protect the valley. The weather is fairly moderate. We don't have tornadoes. No hurricanes. We do have earthquakes out in Idaho. It's about the only natural disaster, and flooding. You got to worry about flooding. Man, you found out why your house gets so hot in the summer? Why's that? Why does your house get so hot in the summer? You talking about my house or houses in general? I would like to know why my house gets so hot in the summer. Actually, I know why. I've got 17 windows on the back of my house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of which are like big windows. Come here, you. Let me adjust you. Kenosha doesn't require a maximum solar heat gain coefficient. I don't know what that means, but that sounds ludicrous. Why doesn't Kenosha insist on that? You know what else I learned about Kenosha? Kenosha City, the city of Kenosha, is one of 2 cities. There's us and a city down in Texas where the mailmen who walk from mailbox to mailbox with the big bag of mail, they are not allowed to step on your yard. And it's 2 cities. It's Kenosha and some city in Texas. There's a piece of trivia for you. Kenosha, okay. So all the heat from the sun comes in? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Which normally I wouldn't mind. But like I said, I have 17 windows in the back of my house. My house faces south, and so the sun just hits the back of the house all day long. Keeps it very warm and, you know, not always comfortable. And the guy who was trying to sell me windows for 70 grand, his windows were very nice. There was like no heat transfer from the outside to the inside. That was very cool. I was like, yeah, that'd be great in the summertime. What else? Oh, did I screw that up? No. Alright, so single strand of elf weave gets really wonky when you're not... when it doesn't have rings on the side. You see how this side it sits, gets the stabilizing rings. This side sits nicely, right? Because it got these rings in here holding everything in place. But this, that's what it does when it's just a single strand of elf weave. That is why Elf Bridge was, that is how someone came up with Elf Bridge. They were like, how can I make this more stable? It's horrible for the wintertime. Also not possible to stop all the heat from the outside. Not even walls can do that. Nope. If we didn't have... oh, excuse me. If we didn't have a good AC system down in Texas, our house would just cook. She's in Arizona. So here, I've been to Arizona. So my grandfather on my mother's side was killed fairly early on. My mom was very young, and my grandmother did not take it well. I really didn't know her the way I know my grandma on my father's side, but I did meet my grandma once when she lived in Arizona. Or was it New Mexico? Now that I think about it, it might have been New Mexico. Now I'm trying to think of what I was in Arizona for. I've been to Arizona. Long time ago, though. All right. Oh, you know what? Okay. So, since I'm working again, and I was listing off all the things that my house needs, I need a dumbwaiter installed. Okay. And you're like, why would you need a dumbwaiter installed? That's dumb, right? Until I have laundry, like the dryer and washer up on the top floor, which I don't know if that's a good idea or not. But, you know, all the rooms are on the top floor. And so that's where all the laundry starts. Then you got to pack it up into a basket, drag it down 2 flights of stairs to the laundry room in the basement. Okay. Wash it, dry it, fold it, put it back in the basket, and hike it back up 2 flights of stairs, right? I'm really tired of that, right? So I'd love, you know, washer and dryer upstairs. Don't know where to put it. Don't know where I could put it. I would have to talk to someone, okay? But if I had a dumbwaiter installed, that I could just load the laundry up, lower it down to the basement, wash it, dry it, fold it, put it back in the dumbwaiter, and take it back up. I have no idea how much it would take to have something like that installed, and it would be life-saving. I'm sure carrying the laundry up and down the stairs and having stairs in my house, period, is prolonging my life. So I'm sure it's good for me. I just don't like to do it. All your bedrooms are upstairs? You wish your washer and dryer? Yeah. Yeah. Yep, I do too. It's like they have those, you know, the bottom deal is a washer, the top is a dryer. I just don't know where I would put one. I've actually looked into an all-in-one that runs off a 110 outlet and doesn't require an exhaust. There you go. And, you know, even if the laundry was on the main floor, I'd be fine with that. But no, it's all the way down in the basement. The very bowels of the house. And might as well be down the street and around the corner, you know? Alright, the laundry room could be a new pantry. There you go. No. If I get the opportunity and I have like an excess amount of cash to just piss away, I might do it. I might do it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's a bunch of other stuff that has to happen first. So, oh, come on. Nope. Start at this end. Okay, when you've got your strip. Why is that looking weird? Something missing here? No. Oh, hey. Totally missed a ring. There we go. That's better. All right, now what was I going to say? I was going to tell you something. Oh, yeah, okay. So once you have your second row of rings on, right? These regular stainless here that I have on the side. There's a way to weave the edge that's really easy, and there's a way to do it hard. So if you're really struggling to place these edge rings, go to the other end of your chain and start doing it the other way. It's much easier. Neither way is particular, well, you know, the other way isn't particularly difficult. This is just smoother. Like, mini weaves are like that. They'll have an easy way to weave them, and then this is obnoxiously difficult way to weave them. So experiment with how you're doing your stuff. So what time is it? We're at 8:52. Yeah, we'll finish up this second one for sure. Okay. So one of the patients that I was seeing, she was a hoarder. She went to the hospital. So, like, you know, I feel bad that she went to the hospital. But also, like, her living situation was, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but it was bad. Like, she needed to be in a facility. So, if she does go to a facility, which she was adamant about not doing that, she'll get care from us again in the future, more than likely. Come on. So she was another one of these leg patients that you had to lean down almost all the way to the ground to get a view of their entire wound, and it's another patient fell out of his recliner. Don't know what happened, but he ended up going to the hospital and having a fever, so we'll probably see. Did you see the ball you're working on? Of felted wool? I did not see that yet. I have seen the Hoodoo Hex ones that you're doing. Oh, man. Which one are we talking about? I have the Hoodoo Hex piece I started the other day over here in this bag. And I do plan on getting back to it. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. Don't fight me. There we go. I have not seen that. Did you post it in our Discord? There we go. Well, that's cool. That's cool. So, you took a thing of wool and you stabbed it with a needle a bunch of times. That's how you make felt? Is that what you were telling me? A skein of wool? Is that what they're called? Or is it? It's a skein of yarn. What is a big pile of wool called? Speaking of wool and felt, I saw a sign for a one-day sale for an arts and crafts rummage sale. I didn't catch the date, but it's near my house, and it's the first time I've seen the sign. Not that I drive by that spot a lot, so maybe this weekend. Got to see what is going on. I've got a lot to do this weekend. Friday, I've got dinner with an old army buddy of mine. A roving, maybe? Is that what it's called? And then Saturday and Sunday, I've got to go and work with my brother-in-law to fix my mother-in-law's deck. Right? Her deck is falling apart. It's like she bought a house and it's newer-ish. But the previous owner just did not do a lot of proper maintaining. So a tree had grown into the sewer pipe and had to get that fixed. The deck is falling apart. The shed in the back was falling apart. They just tore that out, but you could use roving, which is the step before it gets spun into yarn to make the felted ball. Oh, okay. So many of these are not in round. The next time we bring up wool, I'm going to ask what a thing of wool is called. I'll never remember roving. Oh, puzzle piece. Oh, death here. There we go. You just realize you're using Zerons with stainless? I use Zerons with stainless all the time. What I don't recommend is using Zerons with anything larger than 18 gauge. Right? They're really not built for that. But yeah, 18 gauge and smaller should be fine. Then if you ever break them, contact Zeron, the company, because they do a lot with their replacements. I don't know if they'll send you a new pair or, you know, whatever part you broke. But they have really good customer service, and I like them, and I like that they kind of cater to the chainmail community a little bit. So yeah. And I am going to invest in pads for all my pliers. I know that they sell them, right? But these pads, right? I'm gonna put them on everything. I really like the upgrade. Like, so much though that it's really awkward. Like, y'all have seen me use, you know, these pliers before. These are so small in the hand, right? Compared to these with the pads on them. So I am addicted to these now. You mailed your pair of Zerons back to them because you broke the rivet. They replaced the rivet. Nice. You love Zerons, but you use 16 gauge SWG stainless every day with your... Okay. And they handle it well. I typically don't, because the only time I ever see people with broken Zerons is they were using it on heavier gauges than, you know, 18 gauge stuff. So, you know, I mean, take what I say with a grain of salt. If you got something working for you, you know, by all means. I can only speak on what I've seen and what I've seen others experience, because I've never broken a pair of Zerons. Knock on wood. All my Zerons just fall apart tomorrow after I said that. Maybe that shows that I'm not working them hard enough. Is that what that means? I'm not making enough chainmail to the point where I'm breaking my Zerons. Oh, you're not worried about breaking them. You're worried about touching your eyelash again. What did you do? What did you do with a pair of Zerons that involved your eyelashes? Oh, were you... You don't wear glasses, so you had like an eyelash... Oh, they slipped? Okay. I was going to say you had an eyelash fall into your eye and you went to scratch it out with your pliers, because I've done that. Yeah, Zerons, if they slip, especially these chisel nose here, I'm legit afraid of these. Right? All right. Almost 2/3 of the way done. Almost. Do I have enough rings? I'm going to run out of rings. What time is it? Yeah, it's only 9:03. That's fine. That's why you stick to the 483s. I like the 483s. The 483s, for those of you not in the know, are these short nose pliers. Right? I have 3 pair. They're great. They're perfect for almost everything I do. The chisel nose are nice for getting into those hard to reach areas. And then Zeron has a bunch of other specialty pliers that I plan on, like, not next paycheck, maybe the one after. I want to get the set. Oh, excuse me. And I'll probably grab 2 sets of all of their different styles of pliers. And that's like $400. But I want to know what other plier sizes or plier noses they make. Right? Because the ones I have been, you know, so good. The only types of pliers I can't really work with, like I don't care for them at all, are bent nose pliers. Excuse me, bent nose pliers. Do I have an example? I do. I've seen people use different variations of these style pliers, the noses on them. And I watch in awe and wonder at how they weave their rings. It's crazy to me. It's like, what are you doing? Also, people who hold their pliers with both the noses of the pliers up, like that, right? I don't understand that either. Like one up, one down. I've been weaving that way for forever. Yours are both pointed down. Hey, as long as it's comfortable for you and it works, you know, who am I to say anything? Just that I think that you're a freak. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, come on. Cooperate. What is going on here? Did I screw this up? Is that what's going on? No, that's in the wrong place. That goes there. Maybe I did screw this up. Hang on. Nope. That's not screwed up. missing a ring. That is what's going on. You're explaining how you weave 90 degrees bent nose in the right hand and a chisel nose in the left, both pointed up. That's funny. Like, okay. So, for anyone watching, there's no wrong way to weave chainmail as long as you are comfortable and not hurting yourself in your motions that you're making. You can get repetitive motion injuries and carpal tunnel from weaving rings, so, you know, be careful. But find a plier position that works for you. And then don't let anybody tell you that you're doing it the wrong way. You know, if you're weaving stuff upside down and backwards, good for you. Magenta RV, how you doing? Did I get a haircut? Not recently. 3 weeks ago, maybe? Yeah, actually. Almost 3 weeks ago, just before I started my new job. Oh, excuse me. Ooh. And I don't have my hat on. Normally I have my hat on, but lately I've been getting up, showering, going to work, and I do my hair in the morning, and then I just don't put a hat on when my hair is done. So, you're probably noticing the absence of a hat. Let me show you our progress. Sorry. Alright. So we have one side done. Almost one full band done of this knot we're going to try and make. I made everyone yawn. Amethyst, how you doing? Sorry. Because I haven't seen you much in a few weeks. Yeah. It's been a few weeks. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Alright. Gotten a lot done in that time, but, you know, you didn't really miss much. We made... okay. Finished this jelly cube here. Right? And then finished another jelly cube that was bronze and stainless steel. And then made this little monkey paw, monkey fist knot. Finished that up the other night. Made this little ball bearing capture. We're using up rings and finding productive uses for them. You've been busy working on coding your Discord bots and working on the school you built. Right on, right on. And I think you're doing okay. Had a nap earlier and contemplating dinner. Shiny, this one. It's bright aluminum and a shiny 1-inch ball bearing inside there. And I was just screwing around and this just happened to work out. Which happens a lot. I had a nap earlier too, and I woke up with a headache. But it was a good nap. Like I came home from work, I had lunch, and I was like, I could go downstairs and work, or I could go sit in that chair over there and put my feet up, and it was nice. I'm not gonna lie. I napped for like 25 minutes right up until I had to go get my kid from school. And had that post-nap headache you get sometimes. You woke up to thunder. Nice. Or not, depending. We are going to get some storms rolling through here. Oh, Speaking of storms rolling through makes me think of my ability to upload to the internet. And so I called AT&T tonight. And the guy I was talking to said that AT&T would be offering fiber in our area here in the next few weeks. Right? And at that time, because I've been having so many router issues, I need to upgrade my router. But if they offer fiber, then I can opt for the fiber and then get a new router at the same time. Is it the same storm rolling through? I don't know. The weather forecast just said rain the next couple of days. I didn't dig too much into it. But we do get a lot of storms that just, roll across the Midwest. Yeah. So, new Wi-Fi, fiber speed uploads. Now all I need is a stream key from TikTok and that'll be like one aspect of streaming that'll be fixed. So maybe I need to do like a really long stream, like a 6-hour stream on a Saturday or something. Prove I'm serious. You don't know why the voice to text made that a question? Yes, the voice to text. We have a voice to text program on our tablets at work, and I haven't used it much. It interferes with your emails when you're typing on a keyboard, so I need to learn how to use it to write emails. But it's specific to medical terminology. And it's really easy. It's really good for charting. It makes you, once you become proficient at using it, it makes you 44% faster, they say. So that's good, because charting is a big part of my job. Your longest stream was just under 43 straight hours. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. No, thank you. I've done the whole stay up for as many hours as you can kind of thing in the military. And I've done, 24 hours multiple times as a civilian. Not several, but a few times for work, for a facility I worked at, because they didn't have staff. And there was no nurse to come in to deliver medications at night. So I would stay, and then I would just sleep at the nurse's desk. And if somebody had an emergency or something came up, they would come and get me. And I was able to get everybody their medications and do their blood sugars and all that. That facility closed shortly after I left. So it was a nightmare facility to work at and to be at. So first facility I ever worked at. Like long-term care rehab facility. Retirement home kind of deal. After like 36 hours or so, you started getting loopy. Oh, 100%. It was either a Movember or Extra Life Drive. Nice. I understand why people do it, and I don't know. For starters, I have a hard time filling 2 hours of just talking about my day, talking to you guys. I don't know what I would say over a course of 24 hours. And also, I can't make chainmail for that long. So I'd want to avoid getting to a position where I'm just not able to weave anymore and I hurt myself or something and I'm just monologuing on a live stream. But maybe slightly longer one on a Saturday and TikTok will start taking me seriously and give me a stream key. I doubt it, but, can't hurt, right? You were doing gaming? I don't... I've never sat down to watch someone stream a game, I don't think. I know my son watches some gamers. But I've never watched someone stream a game. I watched other artists and crafters and stuff make their stuff. If you're making chainmail, that's always a possibility. Hurting yourself? What did I miss? What did I say that you're responding to? Ah, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Especially if I tried to stream for 24 hours, right? Weaving rings for that long. I'd be hurting physically all over my body. I've already been down here. See, I got down here about 6:30, right? It's 9:20 now, so almost 3 hours. And I haven't been weaving the whole time. And I'm double vision. Yeah, at the end of a day off, I definitely get that eye flicker going on when I'm trying to weave rings. That's always fun. I'd like to put together a YouTube series this winter on writing your own Discord bot. That'd be cool. I'm sure many people would be interested. We have the Discord, and I enjoy it, but I'm barely literate at Discord. So I have an admin that, does all the back end stuff. Introduced to me through the internet. Hooked up, really cool Discord with all the stuff in place. You need more equipment to do the schoolie building videos? 100%. You need like cameras and lighting and stuff. People would like that. I need to take my YouTube more seriously. Like, make a series of YouTube videos on the stuff I talk about here, right? I could just break down each section of my app, right? Make each section of my app a video. Okay? Make that a professional video. And then talk about things like the visual confusion when looking at a piece of chainmail that has, too many different weaves in it, or the color coordinating I've been having to learn, right? Or I don't know, things to do and not to do. And not that I'm any kind of authority on the subject, these are just what works for me. Should do it like one of those guys that's sitting in his pickup truck yelling at the camera or yelling at their phone. All high energy and foaming at the mouth kind of deal. A chainmail how-to get started. And a lot of people have done them, but I might as well start there at least. And actually, you know what? Like, I say be more serious about YouTube. They'd be fine for TikTok videos as well. Right? Just a minute of me talking about different aspects of chainmail. I hear a bug flying around, bumping into something. So I should do that. Whenever I have time, which is like scarce right now. Oh, that ring is awful. Ugh. But yeah, you should make more videos of you building that school bus out. That'd be pretty rad. I decided a long time ago that the condensed life, the van life, the tiny house movement stuff, right? Like that is not for me. But people make really cool stuff doing it, and I, applaud their ability to live in those conditions. Those beetles are rampant with the warmer temps we've been having. Yeah, you get the little Japanese beetles that look like ladybugs, but they're not. Or something. I just believe what people tell me when it comes to insects. I thought they were all ladybugs. Apparently they're not. One bit you last night and woke you up? That's funny. Not funny. That's awful. Awful to wake up to a bug bite in your sleep. But Renee has found several down her pants. It's like they'll be crawling along her leg or something. And she said yesterday that she found one crawling up her leg while she was in bed. Like, what is that, guys? No, that's funny. Yeah. I thought so. I just laughed. She got mad because I didn't have any sympathy for her and her bug problem. But they are everywhere, and they're hard to... They congregate with... there's another kind of beetle that we have around here. I forget what it's called. Doesn't matter. The back of my house got real warm the last couple days, and I just had bugs all over the winter. And I'm like, it's winter time. Go back to hell where you belong. They crawl all over the windows, and we got the windows open because it's warmer. Box elder bugs, thank you. And they get in underneath the screen or whatever. You don't really have ladybugs in New England. We have mostly pumpkin bugs instead. Look almost the same except they're orange instead of red. Yeah, we have orange ones. And I was told that they were a Japanese beetle of some kind. In Idaho, we have Mormon crickets, right? And they're these big, ugly crickets that have this tail, like an antenna sticking up out of their butt. They're really ugly. And they swarm. So you'll get a, several, tens of thousands of them moving across the road. It's kind of crazy. It's a variety of ladybug, but is not native. Mole crickets. Is that like what the rest of the country calls them? Mormon crickets might be a colloquial term. Colloquial term. Because Idaho has a lot of Mormons. It may be insulting to Mormons to call them Mormon crickets. I don't know. I'm fine with insulting Mormons. Is anybody Mormon? I grew up around a bunch of them. A lot of good people in there. Also, they have crickets named after them. Magenta RV, you have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for stopping by. Jerusalem crickets are the worst. Can't say I've ever heard of a Jerusalem cricket. See, I remember being a kid and having a bug collection that had like 4 or 5 bugs native to our area in you know, they're in the plaster of Paris soaked with bug spray to kill them, and then you pin them to the styrofoam board and they sit there and wiggle for like 3 days until they finally die. And, you know, so somewhat of an interest in bugs, but it was just limited to what I had around me. And we didn't have anything cool at the time. So, you grew up in Utah but not Mormon? Nice. About 1.5 inches to 2 inches. Oh, the Jerusalem crickets. Had to Google it. Mormon crickets are actually in the katydid family. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what a katydid is. Is that like a cicada kind of thing? Are cicadas katydids? That just goes on to elaborate my point about how I don't know anything about bugs. Despite having a bug collection when I was little. It's probably my son's age.